A kind day to you all. I'm Kinsmarck, and I just want to share some things with you all and clarify why certain things have happened on the channel. Certainly why content is fairly intermittent at present. I keep feeling like I'm saying something to this effect every few months, and it just makes me feel like I'm making excuses. Life just kind of happens whether it's convenient or not, I suppose. I know I've said a few times recently that I'm currently dealing with some things that are weighing on me and causing me some considerable stress, personally. I haven't really clarified that, save a few mentions on stream here and there. I'll just cut straight to it. Near the end of the trip that Vi and I took with her folks a month or so ago, I received word that my grandma had suffered a stroke. It wasn't caught early. So, sparing details out of respect for her, suffice it to say, it hasn't gone well since, and she's currently in hospice care, and she's accepting that this is it. So, it's just a matter of time at this point. And this interim phase, it's hard, in a lot of ways. I won't shift the weight of some of the more personal aspects of it onto you guys. I'll address instead the way it's affecting the channel, as it has already. As you can imagine, and as you can likely hear in my voice, and have likely seen in the content of the last few weeks, I can't always maintain a very positive state of mind at the moment. Some days are fine, and those are the days I try to capitalize on and record as much as I can. Other days, I can hardly sleep, I'm down, I'm irritable, I'm quiet, and yet, at the same time, as it is just a matter of time, I know I need to start prepping for the inevitable trip I'll have to take to say my last goodbye. And I don't know how long I'll need after, until I'm ready to start appearing on camera again. So, I need to record a lot of content to set for release, to stay ahead so that the channel doesn't go completely dark while I'm away, and that I need to work so hard, and given the nature of what work entails for me, appearing in front of a camera, entertaining you guys, having fun myself, that's the hard part right now, not editing. And that I need to work, and my ability to reliably do so are clashing right now, are also causing me considerable stress. I know, I'm kind of a mess. And while I'm recording this, I want to address something else people have asked about, as it is rather relevant to all of this. I know I mentioned that I was planning on releasing a series of travelogue episodes covering the trip we took a while ago, and some of you have asked, where is that? I'm working on it. I had set to shelf it when we first got home, as I needed to record some more of our usual content, especially since I got sick right upon return, and so I had to make up for some of that lack of content. Once I had time to start working on it, though, I've found that I really want to take my time with it and give it as much polish as I can for my grandma's sake. And what I mean with that is to say, I say that because she was always a traveler. That was her passion in life. You name a country, she's probably visited. She is incredibly well traveled. And so I thought a lot about her while we were out there. And as a lot of the places we visited on that trip were places she'd either shown me as a kid or had told me about that I was curious about from having talked with her about it. So, all things considered, I've decided to dedicate that series to her, and to make it worthy of her. So, it's coming. I just can't say exactly when, as I am putting a lot of time into it, and even though that time is coming in the interim of our regularly scheduled content, it may take a little while, considering it's what's getting worked on after everything else. Anyway, I think that about covers what I wanted to talk about for this vlog. Sorry if I kind of lowered the mood a little. I don't even really know what my objective was in recording this. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know the state of mind I'm operating in currently. And I feel like I can kind of connect with the viewership, as I consider many of you friends, and I know a considerable number of you actually care about what is happening with me personally. And I also feel as though, as I do kind of consider this something of a profession of sorts, that when there are shortcomings on the content production side, I should answer for them. I'm sorry to say that, yet again, it is my personal life affecting the content. However, I also recognize, and I try not to come down too hard upon myself, that when one's work is so intrinsically tied to one's mood, to one's personal state of mind, that when things affect those things, that it can and will affect one's work. It's simply, comes with the territory. And so, as a learning experience from all of this, I've really started to realize the imperative of constantly maintaining a cache of content to keep several days, if not weeks ahead, especially when one is expecting certain things to come up, so that I can maintain a constant level of energy, of quality, of an entertaining persona on camera. As I'm sure those of you who are familiar with me can tell, this is a much more candid sort of state of mind, much as I would chat with friends around the fire, as it were. And so, what I've kind of attempted to take away from all of this, the lesson that I've learned is, again, just the imperative of always maintaining several steps ahead of the current schedule. And so, for that reason, another advisory, it may seem as though certain responses to comments that I leave in the future seem as though I might have forgotten what was in certain episodes, as it will turn increasingly likely that any episode I release is, for me, likely several days, if not weeks old, with the exception of those that I attempt to release as quickly as possible following the release of, say, new titles and things like that. Things that should get released as soon as possible and not necessarily, wait on the schedule. And so I think that actually covers the final couple of points I wanted to chat about today. So thank you all for watching and for understanding and for caring. I am Kinsmarck here at Last Level Press, and as always, I wish you all good gaming and Godspeed.